women, if they're not making the money, they're directing the flow of where that currency is going to. So don't give me this bullshit about, well, we need to make as much money as a man, and it's because of this endemic sexism and the patriarchy. Fuck you. Fuck you, because you're the one spending the money, and I got the stats to show you.
But I feel like after talking to Myron, I feel like talking to somebody like this would be way less interesting.
Yeah. You know why? Because you don't have jack shit to say. You don't have a counter argument. Yeah, way less interesting. It would be a very short conversation. What do you say about these stats? I just gave them to you. I'll bring them along. You know, I got it all. I've got it all. I've got a lot more to go too. So
it's just kind of silly. But
no, it's not silly. It is not silly when those decisions. Hell, the video game you're playing and the PC you're playing it on, 66% of those PCs are purchased by women, or the decisions are made by women. It's not silly. You just don't know that it's going on around you. Again, like I said, that's why we call it the Matrix, my friend. It's the world that's going on around you. That right now.
Bam. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And I'll say this real quick, Rolo. Women spend so much money that a male company like Gillette will risk losing business,
financial ruin,
to crap on men so that they can appease to women, because they understand even with male razors, women are the predominant consumers. So that goes to show you guys how strong women, women are the consumer base in the West, man. Even male companies are ostracizing their own target audience to sell to women.
Also,
Sorry, Rolo,
after that as well. So a lot of people don't know this, right? But behind a lot of tech companies,
I think they're talking about that, like the anti-rape commercial they made. Maybe they're really mad about that commercial.
Okay. No, it wasn't an anti-rape commercial. It was a Gillette commercial that was meant to sell razors. That's what it was. And it was not even a commercial. It was like a small mini movie. And by the way, was directed by an infamous militant feminist, like independent filmmaker, whatever. In fact, the commercial, I did a whole video on this when the Gillette thing came out. It's not, oh, they're just mad because it's an anti-rape. No, you don't get away with those little sound bites, my friend. That's not what it was about. Myron's right. It was about shaming guys, but it was about getting women to buy those razors for the guys that they're going and doing the shopping for in the first place. That's the logic stream that's the downflow here. And in the meantime, we got guys looking like they're, dumbasses in front of a freaking, they're grilling hot dogs or something like that. Or you got the guy who's saying, oh, no, you shouldn't go out and do better, basically, is what it comes down to. It's not an anti-rape thing, although we can go and classify it as that. And by the way, I believe Gillette lost like somewhere in the range of like $8 billion as a result of this. And you got to remember, Gillette used to have, or I don't know if they still do, but they used to have the F1 racing girls, like the Formula One car racing girls in tight ass, Spanx, whatever it is. Right. I mean, that's what Gillette was known for, as a male brand. But now in a gynocentric social order, we changed the narrative. Do better. Men, it would be better if you would cry a little bit more. And everything, by the way, everything in that commercial, if it wasn't directly an affront to masculinity, then it was ridiculing masculinity. And what I mean by that is, like, there's the guys who's the doofy guy, or then it's like this appeal to like get in touch with your emotional side. It's okay to let boys cry, that kind of shit right there. It wasn't just about one thing. That's the whole problem. So dismiss it as just, it was just an anti-rape commercial. Go watch it again, dude. Go watch it again. Let's talk about that. I'd be happy to do a one-off on that whole commercial if you'd like.
It might have probably triggered somebody, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Female employees.
Yep.
And they control the flow.
And Fresh used to work for a tech company, guys. Yeah. This comes from experience.
They control the flow of how things are put out. Now, like you guys said, women control the customer base for most things. So get this, right? A lot of our content is not geared towards women. So what does it do? Suppress it and oftentimes delete it because it's not going to be suitable for their consumers, which is women.
Yep.
So yeah, that's very true.
Big facts. Sorry,
So
Rolo, go ahead.
Here's another
Prediction?
prognostication for the future. We live in the most emotionalized
Oh my
society
God.
the world has ever known right
Facts.
now. Everything is feels before reals. We say this all the time in the Manosphere, and we joke about it, but it's really true. We live in an age, and I make the case for it in book 4. Our religion is emotionalism right now. It's how did it make you feel?
Like, as opposed to what? When the rationality of man ruled, every man is like a perfectly rational being, or like
No, you're relying on binaries. Let me.
men allowed like fact and logic to dictate. Like, come on, dude. Do people really think we're that different? Like,
Yes, I do. I'm going to show you exactly why I mean this. Okay, here we go. Sources cited once again. Men scored higher than women on emotional stability across countries, even more so in highly individualistic societies. How many? I got dozens of these, man. I can do this all day. We used rigorous methodological and analytical techniques to shed light on the true nature of gender differences in personality using a large sample personality score test from over 100 countries. Agreeableness and emotional stability showed small to medium differences between men and women, whereas differences between men and women were small for conscientiousness, extroversion, and negligible for openness. Men exhibit moderately more emotional stability than women do across countries. The meta-regression revealed that only one culture variable was related to one of the personality dimensions. That is, mean differences between men and women in emotional stability were larger in countries that scored higher in individualism, consistent with past research. The interactionist perspective could help explain why these results continue to emerge. Men may be evolutionarily predisposed to thrive more than women in competitive environments such as highly individualistic societies. The lack of interdependence and promotion of competition within these societies could then explain why men tend to score much higher in emotional stability than women in highly individualistic countries. There's one. There's others. You want me to show you the complementarity, the brain scan, the fMRI scans? I'll happily do that. Let's also look at this. This is a really good one. Sex differences in emotionality, with women scoring substantially higher, were larger in wealthy and gender egalitarian countries, replicating a well-known pattern. Here's another one. Studies on sex differences in personality traits have been extended to multinational investigation. One counterintuitive but robust finding from these studies is such differences are generally larger in more economically developed and gender egalitarian countries. Men control better their emotions better simply because we're wired that way. We don't have the hardware. We don't cry at the end of Titanic when women do. And the guys who do have a more feminine profile when it comes to their brains. Got it? So if you want all of these, this is the great thing about Rolf, and the great thing about like Rob Henderson and the rest of the guys that I quote here. These come directly from studies. Okay. Gender differences in responses to moral dilemmas, by the way, that's an emotional thing. I'll come to that here in just a second. I've also got another one, gender preferences gaps for voting for redistribution of resources. We'll talk about that here in just a second because he's going to get real indignant when it comes to that. So I'll continue this. Let's keep going.
it's true.
Feel.
Yep. Our TikTok getting banned is an example of that.
Feeling. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know,
Because
punish
you
women
made-
for bad behavior.
So-
Feelings.
So when I get criticized by women, it's usually for my tone.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if you would just say it with sweet little sappy sugarcoat what you're saying, then women will respond to it. No, it's not how I'm saying something. It's the data that I'm imparting to you that is offending you because it goes against the what is, you know, an ego invested belief for that woman. It feels bad, and I get it. It's supposed to feel bad because if it's not feeling bad, then it's not gonna motivate you to change.
Yes.
So in the future, and I don't know when we're going to reach critical mass, but right now
Even that doesn't make sense. There's no self-help or self-improvement course that's taken seriously that like produces results for people that works, that starts with making you feel bad. That's like, and you'd think there'd be like a lot of crossover between like red.
Yes, there is. It's called the U.S. military. Yes, it's called basic training. It's called boot camp. It's called tough love. It's called kick you in your ass. And it doesn't feel good and you eat shit, but you learn from it and you grow from it. In fact, the principle, I'm probably not Destiny, but if anybody takes a martial art, you get better at it by feeling bad, by getting your ass kicked. Now you got to get up, take it on the chin, dust yourself off and go back at it again until you get it right. Okay. Some people feel like shit. When I first started learning guitar, I felt really bad because I was like, I sucked at it. Now I'm pretty damn good and it makes me feel pretty good about it. There are lots of stuff. What is self-help? What aspect of yourself would you like to help? Right? What if, you can say, well, shaming doesn't work. No, shaming works very, very well. That's why we default to it. What self-help does? It begins with, feeling bad. Well, it's not that I'm intentionally trying to make people feel bad. That's just simply the result of being confronted with data that conflicts with your, it's fundamentally counterintuitive to your belief set. Yeah. It feels bad before it feels good. You got to take it on the chin. You're going to suck before you're going to rule, man. You're going to suck before you master something. And it feels bad to suck, man. It feels bad to get rejected. It feels bad to get defeated. It feels bad to go, you know what? The reality is actually this. Oh, damn. You want to know why guys go through a red pill rage phase? It's because it doesn't taste good. That's why Michaela lost her shit on me, right? Oh, I felt really bad after that conversation. I certainly hope you did. Again, like I was saying, that's the only way people learn. Oh, well, if we just hold their hand, you want to know what the main you want to know why we have the participation trophy generation right now? Like Destiny doesn't understand. Oh, shouldn't we all be winners? No, we shouldn't. Men are competitive. You live in a competitive environment. The world has a competitive bias, my friend. Reality has a sexist bias. Reality has a competitive bias. Reality is live or die. Okay. I know we live in modern times and shouldn't we have evolved past that? Yeah, we should have, but here we are. That's not where we're at. And it's not where we're going to be at because that's not how the machine works. And that's not how the animal is. So yeah, it sucks. You got to eat a lot of shit before you can give a lot of shit.
Pill and self-help, but I don't know if there is because it's not real self-help. It's usually bullshit self-help because most of those communities aren't like people that are massively improving their lives because generally the things they're told is to like fucking sell crypto and get shredded.
Yeah, well, get shredded, get your fat ass in the gym, do the work, put your nose to the grindstone. That doesn't feel good, especially if you're overweight. Get your fat ass in the gym, lose weight, get to a normal weight. Women will want you more if you look better. Simple facts. Reality again. I just work here, man. Yeah, that sucks. You gotta sweat. Sweat is weakness leaving the body, right? I'm not trying to turn you into a gym bro, but I mean, it sucks. It hurts, especially when you're first starting. It's like, oh God, I don't, the psychological aspects, but there's also the physical aspects of it too. But you know who I have more respect for than I do Destiny? Big Mo, man. Big Mo, because he's doing it. That's why I will always have respect for people who are actually out there. Like you see some fat chick that's jogging on the street and something. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at that girl. She's out there and you're not. She's at least realizes she's made the connection. Hey, I need to lose weight. How rare is that insight today? Ask Aaron Clary. He'll be happy to tell you. You see guys in the gym, you see fat girls in the gym, fat guys in the gym. Like, you know what? I got more respect for them than I got for the guys who are like in the drive-thru at freaking Starbucks, Taco Bell, McDonald's, wherever you go. I have way more respect for those people because, yeah, it sucks. It hurts. At least in the beginning, and then you learn to love it, right? Then you get back at it. But that's not what the red pill's all about. By the way, Destiny, the red pill's not about, at least in my humble opinion, it's my opinion, the red pill is not about self-help. There's prescriptions. There's lots of people who have prescriptions. There's a lot of people who want to take the red pill and turn it into 12 rules for life. As I was saying earlier, there's a lot of people who want to turn it into a self-help guru-ship. I want to tell you, oh, I'm red pill and here's how you're going to live a better life. Yeah, there's plenty of guys out there. There's plenty of shysters. There's plenty of guys who have honest intent that are good about it too. But The red pill itself is not about self-help. It's about education. Education and equipment and equipping you, getting you to think, kicking you in your ass. Because sometimes thinking and getting to the point where you have insight, that sucks, man. Especially if it conflicts with like the way you've been living. I tell guys this all the time. You know, well, this is a mystery quote. So you will only get what you've gotten if you keep doing what you've done. And if what you're doing isn't getting you to where you want to get, sometimes it sucks, man. Sometimes you're going to have to take it on the chin. Sometimes you're going to have to do the work, and the work is not going to be just freaking, you know, margaritas on the beach, man.